Well, should we do barrel or not?
Yeah.
On that note.
Bang her out.
Okay. You got to go?
Yeah, I got like a 4 minute.
Okay. 4 minutes. Nudist colony.
No. Because you have a fantasy of a nudist colony, right? Those are not the people who like to get nude. People who like to get nude are not the people you want to look at nude. Conversely, people you would like to look at nude typically don't get nude unless they're like a Dan Bilzerian kind of pay thing. And then it's just gross.
I think this is similar to Surf Ranch, where we thought we wanted this perfect wave. It's only great in kind of limited exposure.
You don't need, I mean, if you could curate your nudist colony, for sure. You don't want everybody like the Dan Bilzerian, girl kind of thing. This plastic.
Yeah.
It's so.
But even then, I think it's too much.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't want that, right?
Yeah.
You maybe want a couple of those in your nudist colony, plus a couple over here, plus,
regardless of the quality, like the aesthetic quality.
Just too much nude.
I think it's too much nude.
Yeah.
That episode of Seinfeld where they're like, brushing your hair, amazing. Opening a pickle jar, not great when you're nude.
Yeah.
Changing a bicycle tire nude, not a great look.
Yeah.
But there's certain things that are great, but you don't want the full day exposure to the nudity.
Nope. I am.
And if you do, that's freaking weird.
I have no.
So the person is just.
If that's your thing, to be naked.
Yeah.
What's the point? I mean, and I like clothes too. Clothes are great, right? Clothes are expressive. I like clothes.
Yeah.
But I'm more interested in seeing how people express themselves through clothing than I am to see somebody's nude body.
Yeah, they've got a lot fewer opportunities of expression with a nude body.
Should we do our next show nude?
No.
Just to see how it goes?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah. No. There's no confusion. We should not do that. Nobody wants to see that.
Well, they wouldn't have to see it.
I don't want to see it. We got cameras pointing at us now.
We could pull it above the waist.
There's not a lot to look at there either.
That's true.
I'm okay. I prefer clothing.
Okay.
I like the idea of a nude beach, nude colony.
Yeah.
Don't want to have meals with nude people. I think it's super weird.
Yeah.
All right. So we're both going on
barrel.
the nudist colony. Being famous. Barrel or nah?
I used to think that being famous would be epic, but I've changed my mind. Not because I became famous, but it just seems like when celebrities complain about it, I always used to think, like, crybabies. But you realize the burden of fame. I mean, maybe it took me a while to think about it, but really freedom is so great.
Yeah.
And losing your freedom or exchanging your freedom for fame seems like a really bad exchange.
I thought about this one as it relates to Kelly. That's why I brought it up. It's because I was thinking, Kelly, it's a real burden to like deal with the trolls and to like everything that he says and does. You would want to become a recluse.
Silly ass Kelly, though, is what makes him so silly, is that he wouldn't have to be that famous. I mean, he's a surfer, right? And yes, he dated Pam Anderson, and yes, he was on Baywatch and all this kind of stuff. Kelly could walk down many streets in this world and not even be noticed, right? So Kelly consistently putting himself out there is making his own problem worse.
He is. Well, that's the paradox, is that the ego is kind of driving the ship, regardless of what your best interests are.
Sure.
The ego is going to kind of subvert him. But I think the kind of secret maybe to happiness or whatever is stealth wealth.
Sure.
Like, get the rich part that comes with the fame, but in anonymity.
Yeah, I mean, and it seems like the celebrities who are most well-adjusted are the ones who really do a good job of walling off their private life. And whatever, they'll Brad Pitt or whatever, I don't know if he does a good job or not, but he seems like he does. And when he gets, is on the tabloids and his tabloid fodder, it seems like it comes and goes. It doesn't seem like he's dumping fuel on it ever.
No, you'll see Brad Pitt at award shows or red carpets, but you don't see him having dinner at the Ivy.
Here we go.
If the Ivy's even a thing anymore.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
David Lee Scales. I saw a celebrity last weekend that I've always liked the celebrity, blew me away at how he treated his fame. It was such a beautiful portrait, so well done. Sylvester Stallone, having lunch, rooftop of the Waldorf. He comes in looking impeccable. Beautiful suit, looked amazing, like healthy, fit, great. Wore being a movie star in a way that people don't wear being a movie star anymore. There was a table of like, it was basically, it was very, very uncrowded up there. There was only probably 5 or 6 tables, but there were one of, a bunch of girls, unattractive, whatever, middle-aged women having lunch, and they kind of freaked out and fanned out. He so graciously went over, posed for all the pictures, did the whole dance, went back to his table, looking like $1 trillion the whole time. You could just tell, he wore his fame beautifully. Like if you're famous, then you better wear your fame, I suppose.
He's short, isn't he?
No, he was like upper 5s.
Oh,
yeah.
I for some reason had the impression that
he looked
like
amazing,
5'4",
really
something.
amazing, but really,
and also aged gracefully,
completely. And he's a stinking genius. Did you know that Sly Stallone, everybody knows this,
wrote Rocky,
yeah, directed Rocky,
yeah,
starred in Rocky, and was a nobody before that.
I know.
Like, so rammed that thing through Hollywood.
And it's a work of art. Like, it's artistically fantastic.
A work of art.
He's super talented.
Sly Stallone does not get the credit he deserves.
I think he did initially, and then he became like the 80s action star with the Rambo stuff.
And all that. But I don't know. I just feel like, I even like his new, what was his car racing one? I love that movie. But I think
I didn't watch it.
They all get panned now. Like, I think that's just out of the gate to pan Sly. But
also, didn't he have an adult kid who committed suicide in the last year or two? Like, it was a super sad story.
That is super sad.
It was really sad.
I'm going to go back and take a barrel on fame and treat it like Sly Stallone. I'm going to be a benevolent, famous person.
It's a lot of energy, dude.
Icon of fame.
Just going to dinner is a tremendous
completely.
amount of energy.
But how many people he makes happy by going to pose for the picture, whatever. Like,
I have the weakest flex of all time after your Sly story.
Tell me.
Yesterday morning, getting coffee, one of the Real Housewives of Orange County was in line in front of me. And
did you feel a flutter?
no, not at all. But I was admiring that she wasn't gaudy. Which is kind of shocking considering that she's a Real Housewife of Orange. But I know that she has wealth.
Was anybody fanning out on her?
No.
Excuse me, I love the show.
No, everybody was totally cool, but I don't know that anybody even noticed, But she was wearing just basic clothing and no jewelry. Like she had a wedding ring on, but it was super tame. Just like a band, basically. And I admired that about it. It was what I'm talking about with the stealth wealth thing.
Sure.
Despite the purpose of that show being extravagance and flamboyance.
She was stealthy.
She was stealthy. You wouldn't know who she was in line. It was confusing, but I admired it. I was like, good for you. Okay. Don't flaunt it, So
I'm Beryl. You're not.
I'm not for sure. I'm all about anonymity.
Fame. Bring it on.
All right. Barrel or nah. Motorcycles that play music.
So huge, nah. Like the guys who, I see the Harleys that have that, and I don't know how they get their music so damn loud. The motorcycles that play the music, it doesn't play it softly. It plays it like stadium concert level loud, where they're driving down. Obviously,
so that you can hear it going 80 on a freeway.
Yeah, crazy to me.
I was in under an overpass at a red light the other day, and it was just they didn't turn it down for the overpass.
Yeah.
So we're all under there,
and it's
just getting bombarded with this music that's shaking everybody's windows. So this is so clearly a nah. I'm fine if the motorcyclist has it out on the highway and they want to listen to music. That's fine.
But why do you want
to turn it down when you get in at a red light?
If you want to listen to music on the road, there's this thing called a car,
or headphones.
No, because I think that's super dangerous. If you're on your bike and you can't hear
speakers in the headphones, speakers in the helmet. They don't have to be plugged into your ears.
Yeah, there would be a way to do it where I'm sure you could get the ambient sound or hear enough of sirens or cars around you or whatever. But also, no, motorcycles are about the wind whipping. Like, I love riding a motorcycle. Do not get me wrong. But the point is not to listen to music when you're riding.
This is clearly a nah for every single human being other than the motorcyclist. I'm going to extend this, though, to people blasting their music with their windows down at the car when you pull up at the red light. So like I'll pull up at a red light, somebody else is blasting their music. I have to now roll my windows up and turn mine up so as not to be.
I do like when I pull up though and somebody's like real heavy bass and they're like the when it's shaking your car's door. I like that. I'm a fan.
What about being at the beach and somebody blasting their boombox so that everybody else has to listen to it?
It's funny. I don't mind that so much. Even no matter what kind of music, I'm like, because I mean, if I was on maybe a tropical beach or something, like alone and somebody was doing that, or with few people and somebody's doing that, but a California beach, to me, what makes California beach fun is the kind of cacophony of, it's the people playing paddleball. Yeah, it's the people listening to varying musics. That's why I like California beach. So I'm not opposed at the beach or on a California beach.
I agree with that part of it. In that specific scenario, California beach, do it respectfully so that it doesn't drown out the next group's music.
Yeah.
Like it's okay if I hear it as long as it's not drowning out my music or their music.
Yeah.
Although hiking, that's such a nah to me.
Completely, because
I'll be out in nature.
Yeah, hiking is a natural thing.
And somebody's got their Bluetooth speaker attached to their backpack and I have to listen to that when they go past.
That's not cool.
It's super annoying.
Yeah.
All right, well, good. We solved that. I thought there would be a blanket statement that we could provide for everybody listening about what they should do with music in any platform, but it's platform specific.
Platform specific.
Okay. All right, but motorcycle
is a
major nah. Okay, good. Glad we got that covered.
A lot taken care of today.
Yep.